What's up, everybody? So, uh, some crazy things happen. Uh, this can go into the list of like free things that I've gotten. So I placed an order. The order was shipped. Then an email was sent to me that it was canceled. I was sad. And then the following day, today, um, the canceled shipment arrived. It's a PS2 controller. I was looking for another see-through controller. The current see-through controller I have is a green see-through controller, but it's for the PS1, and certain games require a PS2 only. Like Hulk's Ultimate Destruction said no to my PS1 controller. So there's that. So I'm gonna take it apart, clean it. This has some imperfections. The reason why it was canceled in the first place was because they said that it was beat up and that it didn't meet the quality, which I respect it. But I was gonna take it apart anyways, so just send it, and they did, and they didn't charge me for it. Thank you for the gift. So as it goes, ooh. So there's that see-through blue DualShock 2. It feels way lighter than the PS1 controller. And that is like, it's tough to see. Anyways, gonna take it apart, clean it. These thumbsticks have been chewed on. What it looks like is that this control was getting bitten on by a little tiny kitty, and as it started to make its way up here before it could do some real damage, they caught it. Like, oh no, oh damn, Fluffy, come on. And then, they just stopped playing the PlayStation. So, take it apart. And then, remember about that PlayStation 4 I mentioned a while ago? So I'm hoping that this will fit into this. I mean, both of them. I'm going to do both of them, might as well. And then, a little bit of old with a little bit of new. Something blue. So, kind of like the last one, I'll kind of just do snapshots of where I'm at in the progress. I'm kind of just killing time right now. I'm going to go watch a fight later. So, appreciate you guys joining me for this. So normally, when I take these off, I try to keep the L2s and the R2s in there, because it's kind of annoying. You have to thread the needle to get the, hold on. To get the pads, this is what's underneath the R2s. I probably talked about this in the last video. To get it into the R2, it's miserable. You have to thread the needle. Well, this one just jumped out. There's nothing I can do. And then this is the difference between that first gen. You can see the rumble packs here. There's two. The GameCube had just that one giant middle one. There's two small ones here, hence the DualShocks. Not much else different from that red controller, other than, of course, the spots right here where, I know there's another screw on. Alright, so then that's where your joysticks go. I'm gonna take all of this apart, of course, and then get the scrubbing. I'll pull up to see the results, or to show the results of the joystick. See if it worked or not. Alright, so typical my luck, besides this being a free controller, this one was clearly dropped. So the PS2s eventually started coming out with like this bracket model. I'm not too sure the numbers, don't ask me. But it has like this plastic bracket that kind of holds everything together, which is nice because you don't just have this PCB floating around. It actually has a spine, which most people lack. But anyways, I was looking at the thumbsticks, and it looks like we might have a fit. So that's the, So this is the PS4, and that's the PS2. So it looks like it's the same. Hopefully it'll fit. Let's find out. Oh no. It is in fact too fat. That's unfortunate. So while it does slide on there, I don't see how though. It looks about the same size. I'm gonna keep messing with this. Test results inconclusive. Alright, so it's the following day. I didn't watch the fight. I missed it completely. But we did go out. Still fun. So I got the controller into parts. It's all in here. We're gonna do the usual. Soak it in hot water. Let it have a nice bath. Again, this control is like 20 years old. It probably has never been taken apart. So a good bath is in order. It's got, you know, the nasty finger cheese as it's known. But this is going to be the issue. So I've tried, I think I lost it. But I've been working on the thumbstick. Here it is. What I've had to do is kind of start shaving it down. What will end up happening is I'll probably just have the top part available and the bottom part will be mostly gone. And because what's happening is that this is just too wide, it bumps into the potentiometers here in the thumbsticks. So like it just hits everything on the way around. It's not smooth. So I'm gonna shave a little bit more off, and then I'm gonna take my Dremel tool, my rotary tool, and just completely shave around the edges, make it smooth, and then hopefully that sits properly. So that's what I've been working on. I've been using a lot of my tools, which is nice because I don't really get to use them all. Very rarely do I get to use everything, but I got my rotary tool, my Dremel here that I'm going to use later. And I've been using my precision knife kit here. Why am I so wobbly? So it's nice to get to use a little more of my tools than just my spudger and some warm water. So yeah, I'll show you guys when I'm scrubbing, see if any epiphanies come to me while I'm doing it. So I'm gonna use this, maybe a different head or so, to change this so that it fits. It's real ugly right now. So I'm gonna smooth this out, but this shouldn't be much more off than this so that it fits on the PS2 when it doesn't fall off. If it falls off, oh well, I tried. I'll just order a new PS2 thumbstick replacement, which are different. They, again, you can see the PS4, if you don't know, has the concave feel, and the PS2 has the convex, where it's a bubble. But hopefully this works. So as promised, just quick checking in. So I took the Dremel to the PlayStation 4 thumbstick in the hopes to shave it down. It's just not going to work. It doesn't have enough clearance. I really should have measured that in the first place. The dome, let me see. The dome on the bottom, so that part, is a lot taller in the PS2 than it is in the PS4 stick. So there's a lower profile in the PS4 stick. And it's just, no matter how much I shave off, it's never going to be enough. So without it having basically just the post that goes on and nothing around it, the PS4 stick isn't going to work. You would have to shave off everything. There'd be no stick left, or it would only be the stick, like I said, the post. So I'm just going to have to use that, and then maybe look at getting into one of those like a plastic welder. No, not plastic welder. Might even be called plastic soldering. So you can use like a low temperature solder to melt rubber. I might try to melt the rubber into place, or just order the thumbsticks. But as promised, I said I was going to check in if something happened. So I'm just getting these nice and cleaned. Look at that nice see-through blue. If anything happened, I'd check in. And the damn shell, the internal shell is like crumbling. It is falling to pieces in my hands. Like I took it apart. Again, it's taken apart if you've seen it. The PCB is out. The arms that hold up the R2, again, the R2s just fell out, remember? They're crumbling. A lot of the hard pieces are just falling off. So I got to figure something out. I might have to do some hot glue gun. I might have to do some super glue. Use a little bit more of that Kapton tape I talked about last time. But just doing a little of the rubbers now. But we'll figure something out to create some stability. The way I see it, okay, it's a free controller. Like I explained, it's a free controller. And it was labeled as junk from the place that I ordered it from, and which is why they canceled it. So, I mean, in most cases, I'd be ordering stuff off of eBay labeled as junk so that I can clean it and fix it and resell it personally. So, I don't know, that's pretty cool. I guess it's kind of exactly what I wanted, in a way. Hold on. So I guess you get what you wanted. You don't always get what you want in life. So yeah, like it's a little chewed on. You probably can't see it right here, but it's a little chewed on like that. That's the biggest gripe I have with it. I'm hoping I could put it in a way so that the chewed on part is at the top of the stick. Since me personally, I generally keep my thumb towards the bottom of the stick and move from the bottom of the stick in the 6 o'clock position. So I'm hoping I can get the grip, the bite mark at the top, at the 12 o'clock position. But yeah, so that's what we're running into. The rotary tool didn't work. The thing is crumbling apart. Probably gonna super glue the bracket in place. But I was looking at the other one, the other side, and it might actually just be intentional the way it does that, to make it easier to slide into the R2 button. Like I said, it's miserable to do it in the first place. So to have it kind of separated, because it looks like the left side, the PCB holds that little plastic arm in place. So there's a hole in this is a rubber, the silicone part for the R2 R buttons, L buttons. So in the middle, there's a little notch that goes through here that's on that little bracket, but it goes through the silicone, then it also goes through the PCB itself. So it's not even a board, it's like a piece of plastic. Like, it's crazy how this stuff works. So I'm hoping that it's just held together by the actual like friction of it clipping through all those, the rubber, the silicone and the PCB all holds that thing in place, because the other one is detached as well and it's only being held together by that little clip. So I'm thinking it's gonna be all right. If not, I got super glue, I got a hot glue gun, I got a Kapton tape, so it'll be all right. We'll figure something out. But yeah, this is what happens when you work with junk. Extra steps, but I don't know. These are extra steps I don't mind. What I do mind extra steps is if something I don't want to do, like I don't want to do something in general, but if something happens that adds steps to the thing that I don't want to do already, yeah, I just can't do it. Can't do it. So, but these extra steps I don't mind. I mean, yeah, it would be sweet if these were just ready, pop lock, ready to rock, and all I could do is just clean them up and throw them together, and I got exactly what I wanted. But if I had paid for it, I would be upset. If I had paid for this, if this wasn't a gift, I'd be upset. I think I got everything. You're missing a triangle. But should be done. I'll check back in after I put everything back together, or after I've dried everything. I'm gonna eat something right now, so I'm gonna let these guys soak up a little bit more. And I'm gonna eat something. I'm hungry. I just want to find the triangle. There it is. triangle, triangle. All right, that's done. See you guys in a little bit. All right, so I've gotten the easy wins. Put the buttons back, put the rubbers back, silicones. Look at this mess real quick. Not my camera. Like, these things are just so flimsy. They're barely hanging on. Everything for the R1 and R2 is on this little paddle here. Well, on this side, it's like completely, it's off. Yeah. So, very alarming. But it looks like it's supposed to be that way since this one is hanging off as well. So it just requires delicacy, or a delicate hand, which I'm not exactly known for. So yeah, a little quick pop-in progress. Everything's dried up. Like I said, the thing's not going to work the PS4 is not going to work for a few reasons. Let me see if I have found the stick right here. Okay, also another reason. So while the dome is deeper, see this, how big this cone is right here. And then on the PS4, see how flat that is. So that was the reason why that it was just not going to work. Anytime you moved it, it was going to hit everything. So unfortunate. But yeah, probably next time I'll check in will be the complete product. We'll see how it goes. All right, it's put back together. To say that it was miserable, oh well, I was able to get the left thumbstick to have the bite marks up top. So that's pretty sweet. So it's less of an issue. So usually I have my thumb on the bottom. Oops, thumb on the bottom here, so it doesn't really. It's gonna be whatever. Should be fine. This thing was crumbling in my hands. I'm sure I mentioned it earlier, but the frame that holds up, that was supposed to make this whole thing easier, was destroyed, structurally destroyed. So nothing was holding this thing together besides sheer will and hopes and dreams. And that rumbler may not even work. Like, I might have to shut off the vibrations for games because the part that's supposed to hold the rumble that are there, it's gone. It's gone. It's left the building. I only put it back together so that I can have something to hold it in place while I close down on the shell, because it's bad. And now, I mean, it's holding in place the way all the other PS2s hold in place through the friction of the top and the bottom shell. So we'll see if that actually spins and does what it's supposed to do, or if it rattles and destroys the shell entirely, or it destroys the rumbler. But yeah, it's back together. I gotta say, man, like, holding my see-through green PS1 controller and holding the see-through blue PS2 controller, this thing feels really light and really, like, thin. And it could be because the PCB in this is just the gigantic ribbon cable. It's very impressive. It's just a thin ribbon cable across everything that has contact points for the buttons here, which could lead to it being way less weight than an actual PCB like in the PS1 controller. But it just feels real thin, real lightweight. But there's no rattling in there, which is good. I have controllers that are together that rattle, so. But yeah, if you stayed with me for the entire journey, thank you, appreciate it. You know, like I said, I try to post relatively often, whether it's Tekken videos or weightlifting videos or something like this. Um, but it just kind of shows up when it does. Uh, you know, like, comment, subscribe. I usually reply pretty quickly when it comes to videos. I appreciate everybody that does decide to stop by and check out whatever I post. Um, yeah, man, that was fun. No, it wasn't actually. It was actually pretty bad. Towards the end, it started getting annoying. Um, Very similar to the GameCube controller, if you remember that video. I had to close the shell and then slap in the R1 buttons at the end and then close it around them because they weren't going to go in any other way. And then they were too wibbly wobbly to hold in place while you close it. So same thing worked for the Z button. Alright, there's Cannon now. Alright, thank you for watching, everybody. Buenos noches.